Hi, good morning.
Morning.
Good morning, Tallahassee. Today is Women's International Day. I hope I got that right. That's what I heard on the news this morning. But I got a very interesting panel this morning, and it's also NWIC week, which is I don't want to say all these acronyms and get them wrong when I'm not in that profession. So I'm gonna let them tell you what this week is on that. But anyway, I just wanted to welcome you. Capital City Chambers continue to bring you information on what's happening in the community, the great things that women are doing in the community, especially during Women's History Month. We also have, I'm going to allow everyone to introduce themselves. We also have Women Wednesdays on here that Barbara has been with the Capital City Chamber, making sure that women be the number one city we be the number one city for women in the community. And she's been doing a great job at it. So when we all came together and had what this conversation would look like, she was like, I'm on board. Because it's not every day that you see women in construction, not around here, but I mean, it's growing and growing more across the United States. And we also wanted to highlight these great women here that's right here within our community. So if you are logging on right now, get an opportunity, go ahead and tag and share so that you guys won't miss this information or what's going on within our community, and you won't get a chance to meet these great women. So if I had a list of women to meet, this would be the panel. I would say you need to meet these women, and they will tell you why and what they do in their spaces uniquely. Let's start with Miss Kerwin. If you can go ahead and introduce yourself and tell the community where you are and what you do within your space.
All right, good morning. Thank you for having me. My name is Kerwin Jones Wilson, and I am a contractor here in the Big Bend area. I'm originally from Quincy, Florida, so I work most of North Florida as my comfort zone.
Okay,
type
she's
of
on. I can't hear anything, and can you guys hear? Can the community hear her? They can.
We can hear her. Yeah. So okay. Katrina, if you can't hear her, then we can go ahead and have you come out and come back in. That way we can try and troubleshoot that. Technical difficulties, no worries. Okay. So we can hear you, Mrs. Kerwin Jones Wilson.
After Ms. Jones we'll go ahead and allow Ms. Hill to speak and what she's doing, how she's been doing in her area. I'm going to pop off and come back in. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Okay. Well, that's pretty much about me. I mean, I'm a contractor here, and I work and live in this area, so I love doing building in the Gaston County area particularly. This week is our National Association of Women in Construction week, and we celebrate with a full week of events that showcase women in construction and what we're capable of. And we hope that everyone in the listening area will be able to join us for our celebration this week.
Excellent.
Very cool.
Cool.
And welcome back, Katrina. So I want to go ahead and place up here just so you can kind of see why we are having this discussion today. It's super important to see women in construction and in places where, unfortunately, some people think that it's just, not normal, but we're normalizing it, right? And so we'll hear from a little bit here from Christy when she gets back on. Hey, Christy.
Hey.
What I love about this is that when Christy, she's in the car and she's mobile and moving, and that's what women do. So construction teams, and they don't just be in an office sitting behind a desk. They normally, you have to sit behind the desk sometime and get your proposals out and projects out and making sure that they're going right. But Christy, go ahead and let the community know your space and what you're doing, and tell us a little bit about you.
Okay, so good morning. Thanks for asking me to be a part of this today. I really appreciate it. I'm Christy Hale. I'm the president of Hale Contracting, Inc., which is a local construction company here in Tallahassee. We do heavy site work and heavy hauling. I've been in business since 1997 and employ approximately 50 people.
Wow. So I actually had the opportunity to meet. She was one of the first women I remember meeting in construction when I was here, and she sits on a couple of meetings and boards with me. And when she walked into the room, and it's just to respect the, having the hard hat and the boots and the jeans, and I'm all suited up, and she has on jeans and still get that respect. I said, I got to switch things up. I got to switch things up. So when I saw what week this was, and I said, oh, I got to have Christy on here just to let women know that it's okay to wear a hard hat, hammer, and still get the job done. And what I would ask, I think Kerwin or Christy can answer this, and I'll come back to Shanae and say why she's here, and let the community know why that secret, she's over there in that corner, but she's a secret key to this. But answer this question for women. If you're a young woman and not, what sparked your interest to start being in construction? Not all at one time.
Who was the question towards?
The question was, what inspired you to be in construction?
Or were you asking me or?
Yes, I'm asking you.
Asking me, okay. Well, I think construction kind of picked me instead of me picking construction. Our business was a family-owned business, and in the business, and just fell in love with being able to network with different people in the community, being able to be out and about, not stuck behind a desk, and daily being able to actually solve problems and also be able to help others, such as
What I'm gonna go ahead and do is allow Miss Kern. We're gonna come right back, and I know
Okay.
Chrissy. She says she's gonna be popping in and on because she's just on. She has a job site. But I'm
Okay.
gonna allow Barbara Westcott. She's been so excited. I know she has a ton of questions that she
Well,
just.
I did. Yeah, I'm so excited. And first and foremost, just happening National Women in Construction Week. I mean, this is a big deal. And so my name's Barbara Westcott. I'm the founder of Women Wednesdays. And our mission is to increase opportunity for women in spaces and places. And I think an absolute incredible place of opportunity is in the field of construction. And it's a booming industry right now. There's an incredible amount of jobs. They're good paying jobs. And I think women need to be there. And it is a place where there are fewer women. And I think the women, like the women we have on the show today, these are trailblazers. These are women that are really, at the forefront of this and making sure that there's a great opportunity for women there. So I know at Women Wednesdays, but I think, all of us at the Capital City Chamber, the Office of Economic Vitality, and organizations in town certainly want to see more women in construction. And why not? And I think women are great. I've sort of done construction sort of stuff personally in my own life. I've renovated so many homes, and I used to have a vacation rental business, but I love that field, and I know the women here do as well. It's a place of great opportunity.
Barbara. I never heard your construction story. Really?
No. I've before, really raising my kids, that's what I did, is we renovated and flipped homes. So, I mean, I feel like I'm decently skilled. I can put up sheetrock. I can do some plumbing, some electrical, and, renovated, homes from the early 1900s. And they're incredible skills to have. And it's a great feeling. And, I mean, if I started my life over again, I maybe, would go even deeper into that field. I think it's awesome. And I think it's awesome that more and more women are entering. And why shouldn't they?
I'm still holding Shanae in the corner because she's gonna gel all this together. But Miss Wilson, tell us,
Yes.
how did you start your passion for construction? And I'm give a summary of what I'm feeling, because a lot of women in construction, like Christy was saying, it was more like a family business. So can you tell us a little bit more about your area?
Sure. I was inspired to get in construction with my dad. He was a masonry teacher at Gaston Botech for many, many years. So every day I sat in the back of that classroom, and I guess it just rubbed off on me. So when I got old enough to go on job sites, he would take me to work in the afternoons after he got off of his teaching job. And he just treated me like I was one of the guys. Like I didn't have any special treatment. I had to mix mud. I had to carry blocks and brick. I was dirty, no fingernails, just in the grit with the guys. And I was just one of the guys at that point. So it was just instilled in me to work better and harder than the guys, to show them that I can do this work and I'm really good at this work. So my dad inspired me, and I hope to inspire my daughter and son. My son is right now in a construction industry job, and my daughter is going into real estate and interior design now. So I hope to be an inspiration for them, because my dad totally inspired me when I was their age.
What would you say to young women that would encourage them to want to pursue construction? What would be their first steps? You don't really see that many Black women in construction.
Yeah.
Even you don't at all. And you're not just in construction. You're also right now, tell me if I'm getting it wrong, the president or the chair of the NWIC. So can you speak to that a little bit?
Yes. For my young ladies, we have a program within our NAWIC group in Tallahassee that we call the Rosies. And we take those ladies and we take them on job sites. We take them on field trips. We had brunch yesterday with the ladies to show them a business meeting at a brunch. And we take them in different aspects, whether it's on a job site or in an office, doing some roofing on a tractor, whatever they feel that they're inspired to do. We try to feel that with a professional that can help them, further their interest in construction. Tomorrow, we're actually going to be building farmhouse tables at Gaston Technical Institute. I built one the weekend. I stained it like a gray color. I cannot wait to show the students in the morning what they can do with a couple of 2x6s and 2x4s. And it took me about 3 hours. So I hope that we can get those tables together tomorrow in about 2.5 hours. And we'll post them for y'all to see tomorrow.
Thank you. So at this point, I'm allow Shanae. Shanae, from the Office of Economic Vitality, you hear this all the time. Don't she just have a warm and smile? From the Office of Economic Vitality,
yes,
I left you a secret sauce down there, because women, when they get, and I know Ms. Kerwin and Christy is not on here. Christy's always worked with the Office of Economic Vitality in order to secure contracting. So people hear those words all the time, but what does it mean, and what are the steps to even secure contracts with the city or the county? Or they may say, oh, I just need to get MWSBE certified. Nobody really knows what it means sometimes to get minority women in small business certified. Christy just had a chance to join us. Can you just speak to that just a real quick second?
Oh boy, a quick second. Okay.
Oh, I didn't mean to say a quick second. After I said that, I don't know how she's gonna be able to do that.
I will do my best to provide the information, but be as brief as possible. First of all, thank you for the invitation to be a part of this wonderful panel of women. Thank you for everyone joining us by Facebook Live, and happy International Women's Day, as well as National Women in Construction Week. So, yes, my name is Shanae Wilkes. I'm a senior coordinator in the Office of Economic Vitality. Our office, the Tallahassee Leon County Office of Economic Vitality, we are the local economic development arm. We have 3 divisions that focus on any and everything relative to businesses and engaging in our local community and with local government. So my role without going into all the other pieces, I work within what's called the Minority Women and Small Business Enterprise Division. Yes, that is a mouthful. So what you will hear us say is MWSBE. I am a senior coordinator, and one of the many functions that we are tasked with in the division is to certify businesses that are interested in doing business with Leon County or the city of Tallahassee. And when I speak to doing business, that means securing or participating on contracts, and those contracts come by way of services that they are seeking outside vendors to provide. So the certification process, for some people, it may be a little, I don't know, scary or what have you. But one thing I can tell you, if you are operating a business today, if you have legally structured your business today, if you have filed tax returns, if you have your licenses, if the service you provide requires a license, you very potentially could be ready to certify. If you do not have those things, then you may have a little work to do. However, my role is to assist you in completing the process, whether helping you get you started or answering your questions relative to the required documentation and anything else in between. However, it's a straightforward process. I encourage any and everyone that can apply, at least research the certification process, because certification, what it does, it doesn't guarantee you a contract. It doesn't guarantee that you'll participate, but it does provide you a certain level of access that you would not have without it.
Thank you so much. So one of the burning questions that I have, women in construction is just so much respect there, but I just want to know from Ms. Hale and also Ms. Wilson, I'm going to come to both of you. What was your most memorable building project? As a female, what was your most memorable building project? And I know Ms. Wilson just mentioned those picnic tables, so she liked to eat. But what would you say, Ms. Hale, what would you say your most memorable building project as a female?
I'm hoping not to get cut off again. I was actually trying to drive around to find a stronger signal in the parking lot that
Okay, go and she'll come back in. What would you say is your most memorable building project, Ms. Wilson?
I haven't found the most memorable building project because they're all so unique to me, but I do have a kind of memorable moment that was kind of good for me. I was on this project at a house, and a building inspector came to do my inspection, and I had on a hard hat and I was looking kind of rough. So I met him out there and I walked him around the site because I was doing framing inspection. And I guess he thought I was a secretary, or I was just somebody out on the job site. I was the owner that day. And he walked around and said, "Oh, this looks good. Whoever the guy who did this, he did a bang up job on the framing and everything." And he just totally assumed that a guy had built that house. And he gave it so many compliments because the guy did it. And then I told him, I said, "Well, this is my site and I'm the contractor." And he was just floored. And to me, that was the best experience ever. So that was my most memorable experience.
But I think that story sort of speaks to like the assumptions. Like I think people do have bias and assumptions that when you say construction, that it's, and it's a male dominated field. But I mean, I think Curran is a perfect example of someone who's doing it and doing it very, very well, clearly. And Christy as well.
Yes.
Christy, did you hear the question?
I did. I'm so sorry. I guess I just don't have good service where I am. Most memorable project. We have had some crazy projects, but one that stands out, after Hurricane Michael, we had a huge erosion project over in Bristol, where we were racing against time to fill in this huge ditch that was eroding to the point where It was closely fixing to take out a whole roadway, someone's home that lived right next to this drainage system. And also, it did take out the roadway. Right across from the roadway was a cemetery. So it was a race against time, and it got a lot of local and national recognition. I believe the Weather Channel even came out and did a little news show on it. So that one was pretty memorable, and that one will always stand out in my mind.
And there's because I want to ask her a question. What did she do with that cemetery? Because I'm trying to figure out, did she have to, having to try to figure out the road. And so she not just only talked about a house, she talked about transportation and building roads and all that stuff. I just wouldn't have gotten a contract. So I wouldn't have known what to do. And it's so many women like me just don't expand their mind to construction and what happens with that. Because when I was working in aviation for 16 years, women were like, aviation? I say it's a different world of expanding your mind. Christy, before you popped off, I was going to ask you, what was the end result of your project?
We got it finished. We got it done. The house was saved and well, not saved, but protected from the area around it caving in. The road was secured, so it ended up being a really neat experience project.
Wow.
Well, can I ask a question? I'm sort of curious about Kerwin and Christy. So why should people hire women in construction? What are some of the traits of women that make them a really good fit to enter the field of construction?
Oh my gosh, attention to detail.
Mm-hmm.
Attention to detail. Women, that's who we
That's
are.
a good answer.
And I see that, female dump truck drivers, female equipment operators, the attention to detail and the true care that they give when they, perform their job it's amazing.
And what do you think, Kerwin? Do you have some other ways that you see women as, why there should be more women in the field?
I'm sorry, I can barely hear. I think I may have to come in and back out. Is that correct, Chris? My phone rang and then I tried to, so I don't know how to make the volume come back up. Sorry.
Yes, Kerwin, if you want to just pop out and come back in, that'd be great.
I'm sorry, I'll be right back.
Okay.
So Christy, when you said
can I jump in really quick?
Yeah, you sure can.
One of the things that now, while no, I do not wear a hard hat, but one of the things that I would say, and this just comes in general dealing with vendors that I've worked with over the years, in any industry, but particularly in the construction industry, a woman has to have thick skin. She has to have thick skin. And what I mean by that, construction is a real challenge because as women, even in everyday life, in certain arenas, we walk into a situation with a male, we're automatically dismissed. There are times when it seems like they relate better to a man than a woman, but once they get a better understanding of, yes, I understand what you're saying. Yes, I know what you're talking about, and I am here and I have something to offer. And some will be more accepting than others, but you have to have a thick skin. Because like I said, construction, I just out of my experience, I know it can be very cutthroat.
Shanae, I was going to say something about that. How tough do you have to be? I think that's for all women, all across all walks, and having that thick skin. Oh my goodness. I can talk on that for that can be a whole nother topic. We need to do that again this month in Women's History Month, how women have to just roll stuff off and make it happen. And that's what Christy was
Yeah.
saying, just paying attention to detail. We may get, and a lot of men don't want to put us in things because we may come at them with the hammer out there on that out there on that construction site, because I probably would have been one of the ones, I probably would have made the newspaper coming at them with the hammer, especially when you're going through things in your life. And I think before you dropped off, Barbara, did you have any more questions that you would like to ask?
Well, I mean, I think that I remember Kerwin sort of saying this, that her dad was a real role model for her, really taught her, got her started. And I don't know if Christy, if that is true for your story or not, if it was, family background or whatever. I'd say for me too, it was a lot. When I was growing up, my dad always helped. I always did stuff with my dad and helped build things. And then I would say with my mom too. And I think that's an important part of, when we're raising our daughters, make sure that we don't exclude them from this great opportunity to learn things, being handy and fixing things and, just developing those sort of skill sets. So number one is I wish that we'd incorporate more young women in things like this, so they just have some expertise at it. But I also think having more women in construction, I think when you're sort of a trailblazer, which these women are, and you're one of the few, I think a lot of the problems that women will face can self-resolve when you just have more women. So, and I think having collaborative groups of women, even in construction, that they can sort of support each other is probably pretty helpful too.
Thank
But
you.
I mean, you're the ones that are in the field, so I'm curious how you feel about that.
So Barbara, real
What?
quick, so you're making my mind, and then we're going to jump back to Kerwin, and she's going to tell us a little bit about NWIC Week and how all of us can get involved. But one of the things that Barbara just hit on, I always follow behind my dad too, so nobody even noticed about me. So I'm telling a whole Tallahassee about my dad was one of the first Black in Chevron in Marion County and Alachua County area. So I know about car, I know how to change oil. I know I have my license. I'm a dealer and everything. So nobody even knows all of that about me, that I can go to the auctions and get the cars. I can actually get in your car and listen to it and tell you what's wrong with your car. Nobody even know I have that skill. They'll be like, Katrina, where'd you? I'm like, I'm not lying. I'm telling you what's wrong with your car right now. But I learned that from just sitting in that seat, listening at my dad, watching him hook the cars up to the machines, and can diagnose your problem. So I'm not going to diagnose your problem for free. But I did get that skill from just following behind my dad and not wanting to be in the office in there with my mom. So I do know how to change oils. I put them on the rack and I get it done. I know how to change a tire, and I actually had a wrecker. And so that all that is good money, and it's so easy to do without you have to think about what you're doing and be particular, but it's stress free because you're using your hands. And so now, Kerwin, I'm going to allow you to go ahead and tell us a little bit about NWIC Week and also how we can all get involved.
Okay, so this week is deemed the Women in Construction Week. We have proclamations from Leon and Gaston County, city, and the county. So we got about 4 proclamations this week. And this started back in about 1953 in Fort Worth, Texas. A group of ladies got together because they saw concerns about networking and supporting with women who were in a predominantly male-driven field. So after...
We are having some major technical difficulties.
There we go. Go ahead, Kerwin.
Go ahead. We can hear you.
Okay. So, well, they got together. They formed the National Association of Women in Construction just as a support group to help women who were kind of getting the same reactions that they were about not being good enough, or just not having let them participate in the work that they wanted to do, are not getting enough promotions. That we started this group so that all the women who were in the fields that had like interests to get together and network and get training and more professional education so that we can rise above the discrimination that we were experiencing in the male field. So anyone that joins the group, we always try to support them in whatever they're doing. You know, if they're building a house and they need help, we band together and we go out and help. If they need some help selling insurance that day, we're going to get together. We're going to send out some contacts and help them get their quotas. So whatever they need, we try to get together and help them just as best as we can, or we reach out to the people that we know that can help them. So that's what we do in the National Association of Women in Construction. I'm president this year, so if anybody would like to know more, contact me or go to our website, nawic.org. We're in the Southeast region, and join us for a couple of meetings. We meet the third Tuesday of each month.
Thank you so much, Ms. Hale. And I know you already told me that your time is restricted because you just one of them busy women, and you just one of them busy important. And before you have to jump off, and I know that that's why you're in your car. What would you say and getting connected or plug in? Because I'm gonna come back to you, Ms. Curran, because I want to know how many women are actually in the association here, how many women in construction that we have here. But Ms. Hale, before we tell us what do you currently do with your business to stay plugged into the community, and what work? Oh, she popped off. We are having some technical difficulties this morning, but this is what International Women's Day. We make it happen. We keep talking. So, Ms. Curran, how many people are associated in your organization now? How many women construction companies?
The association is all of the United States. And for the Tallahassee chapter, we have between 15 and 20 ladies off and on, depending on what they're doing. During the pandemic, we kind of dropped off, but we're trying to build those numbers back now. So we've started a lot of more live meetings. So we want to grow those numbers. There are many more women in construction that are not in this group. And we like to reach out to them and let them know that they have a support group here. And if they need anything, just let us know. Come to the meetings, even if they don't join. We have very informational Zoom meetings that they can come in. We learn about investing. We learn about safety on job sites. So we try to get that knowledge and education out there. So just join us. It would be an experience you won't forget.
Thank you. Ms. Hale?
Can you hear me?
I can. What would you like to leave for the community, and what would you advise women in construction to be on top? I gotta say this. I keep seeing my aunt pop up from Atlanta at the bottom of this page, and but she's also saying, I'm interested in getting connected with your group. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, and I have been get into flipping houses, and we will definitely get the information back out to her so that she's able to, because I know you guys probably have some connections in Atlanta. But Ms. Hale, what would you leave with the community of getting involved in construction and the enjoyment of it?
I would say Shanae's office is an incredible asset. Number one place to start. I've also participated in the Jim Moran Small Business Institute. Mm-hmm. Wonderful program. I would encourage anybody to partake in that. And also Keith House, that heads the small business SBA program here in Tallahassee. Just a wealth of knowledge. Reach out to those people. Keith, many years ago, was a huge asset to me in helping me figure out bonding and insurance and a lot of those different things that are a necessity to be in this business. So I would encourage women, by all means, start in Shanae's office. Start in Shanae's office, and make sure you reach out to all the available opportunities that are around our community.
Absolutely. I told you she was the secret sauce to all of this, because when you start, so basically what you're saying is on the construction site, a woman needs to, can you hear me?
Now
I
we
couldn't
can.
hear you,
Okay.
sorry.
Yeah, sorry about that. So what you're saying is the best way is to start in the Office of Economic Vitality, start over there with the Small Business Development Center and start learning the insurance and the bonding and getting all that paperwork and starting off basically in the construction office. So if you notice on every construction site, it's always that movable trailer there, and that's where all the paperwork starts happening and all of the permits get pulled and all of that paperwork, and that's where you need to start. Is that what you guys are saying? Because I'm thinking
Everyone needs to tell people to stop calling them this morning.
my God. And let me tell you who's calling me is my mom. So and when I don't answer, she's gonna try all 3 phones. So this is Women International Day. This is what we do. So so once we start, I lost my train of thought. But Barbara, do you have any other questions, or Christy, do you have any other questions that you would like to ask?
Well, I want to mention that in the comments, I'm going to be putting some information that Barbara had sent to us in regards to links and all of that. That would be helpful to start with. So, Barbara, if you want to go ahead and explain those a little bit.
Well, look, yeah, I mean, I want to say first, like what Kerwin mentioned about the NAWIC getting involved. I mean, I just think getting involved with a collaborative group of women is such a powerful thing, and people that are eager to see you succeed, like the Office of Economic Vitality. But again, I think if you're a woman and you're interested in these fields, there's incredible opportunity and they're good paying jobs, and you have every right to be there as anybody else. And so, like, if you want to learn more, I think there's some opportunities locally. But whether it's going to be through TCC Workforce Development or Lively Vote Tech, those are places where you can get training, and they're called right now, like any group that's below 25%. So generally in these sort of fields, there's far less than 25% of women going into these programs. So I mean, there's a real interest. If you're a woman and you want to get more training, I mean, I think you'll be incredibly warmly welcomed, to get the training that you need to enter this field. So whether, some people might be like Kerwin and Christy, that they have their own businesses, but other people might just be working in that field. And I think there's also apprenticeships. You might do an apprenticeship to pick up and learn certain skills. But I think, getting involved with NAWIC would probably be one of my first steps, just to get around other women in construction. Whatever got me around others already doing it, I would certainly want to. And Kerwin, do you find that you just get so much from other people in your field? Other women doing the same thing. Your microphone's off, Kerwin.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Hi. Just in this group, we have ladies from all walks, just a diverse backgrounds, and starting with the late 20s all the way up into 70s retirement. So our ladies who are at retirement age, they have a wealth of knowledge and they are eager to pass it on. So they can tell you how it went back in their day, and it kind of help us, we see things, we kind of avoid those things. And they have the contact that, they're leaving out of the industry that they want to pass on, say, hey, I'm putting this lady into my HVAC operation, and I want you to work with her. And that's what they tell him. And that gives that lady a little boost to know that, hey, they know this older lady who was in the industry, they respect her, and she's apprenticing me. And it kind of gives her just that little bit of confidence to go ahead and strive and become the best mechanical person that she can be. And that's what our group tries to do with our younger and our up and coming entrepreneurs, our ladies that work in offices who are getting stuck at the same job while other people are getting promotions. We try to help them overcome and gain that confidence and education that will put them above and beyond their male counterparts.
Well, and I had a neat experience this past summer. So we have a house that we were renovating up in Maine, and I needed an electrician. And the electrician we got was Pat with Anytime Electric. She's an 80-year-old woman and still doing electrical work, but she was the first master electrician in all of Maine. So she was the first. And so there's, I just think that's kind of cool. That's not an easy thing to do. And there's a lot of women out there that are the first. But again, it's you all are paving a way for other women in an incredible place of opportunity. And then you again have the Office of Economic Vitality. If you're a woman, your own woman in construction business, you can go after contracts, and have their help and support and being certified and ready to do so.
Great. I think this was a phenomenal panel, and I hope that we didn't. Chrissy, do we have any questions or comments from the community questions that we need to address either for Shanae or Ms. Curran at this time?
Well, we have Lisa who says, wish I had access to these women 20 to 30 years ago. And so I would like to know, I think personally for me, in the future, when I'm doing and when I'm needing any type of construction projects or anything for my business, I'm going to seek out women who are in this field to do those jobs for me, because I think it's really important that we all support each other in all these different fields, and to be trailblazers in fields that are dominated by men, because that won't be the case 20 to 30 years from now, maybe sooner than that.
Yeah, and to that, Chrissy, I think we just don't do. I think we just don't know. I think women construction companies should be proud. It's not that you're not proud of what you're doing. I think the marketing piece should be huge on that. I just think the marketing on the and letting people know, hey, I am a woman-owned construction company and will come and just do this construction job for you, or even put it in the tagline that we pay attention to details, which I think the men are going to have a fit. But the advertising on women construction company, I've never really seen a huge marketing or advertising campaign.
Well, times are
I think it could likely be that a lot of people, not just women, but I bet a lot of women and men, would like to see the field more diversified, have more women, because diverse teams typically do better work. And so I'm sure, I think there's some challenges for women. I can absolutely see some challenges, but there's also some opportunities.
So true. So, Ms. Curran, I think you've shared everything that's going on this week, the NWIC, and you get 4 proclamations in 1 week.
We had some last week. We have to kind of go with the county and city schedules for their board meetings. We will have one last meeting proclamation tomorrow night, Tuesday, at the city of Quincy, and that will be live streamed as well. And like I said, we were going to be building farm tables tomorrow morning. You are all welcome to come by and check out my Future Builders of America at Gaston Technical Institute, building some farm tables. We'll teach you.
Thank you so much. If it was anything, and Barbara, you can in the conversation, or Shanae, you would like to add in something, so we can just basically just do a round robin. Go ahead, Barbara. What would you like to say to the community?
Just let's hear from you. So if you're a woman in construction, or you're a woman that wants to enter the field of construction, get in touch with us. Get in touch with me with Women Wednesdays, and I know Kerwin, definitely get in touch with her and Shania. But let's hear from people, and let's see what we can do to support women to make it an easier pathway, and to get them to success in that field. So let's hear from people. Let's get connected and engaged, and let's make things happen.
Thank you. And Shanae?
Yes, perfect segue. If you are a woman-owned business, you are working in construction, we are always seeking vendors to certify in various fields. So I just wanted to share some of those. General contractors for sure, landscaping, hauling, architecture, engineering, HVAC, painting, surveying, concrete. There are so many different areas. Some require licensure, some do not. Surveying. We're always looking for woman-owned businesses that we can support in not only becoming certified, but hopefully connect you with some of our other resources where you may be able to not only network, but expand your operations. So I just wanted to offer that.
Thank you. And Ms. Kerwin, we saved the best for last. What would you, Ms. President, what would you like to leave with the community?
Just that we're here and we are here to help. And if it's anything that the National Association of Women in Construction, our Tallahassee chapter can do to help you in your business or provide some educational or training opportunities, especially for our young women, our future builders, whoever they will be, come and see us, look me up, give me a call. I'll be more than happy to speak with you and put you on somebody's job site.
Thank you. So at this time, we enjoy all of the conversation. It's just a conversation that needs to continue. So this is not just a one time we coming on here and introduce you. Miss Wilson has agreed to work with the Capital City Chamber. That was the last. She will be working with the Capital City Chamber as one of our ad hoc board members on making sure that we keep women in construction engaged. Barbara Westcott, I mean, Women Wednesdays has grown in this community so amazing. And Capital City Chamber would not be Capital City Chamber without Barbara. Every time I do something or she pays attention to details on what happened with this chamber and also with Women Wednesdays. And then on the corner that's in that beautiful blue is Chrissy. We are a working team trying to continue to she is awesome in what she does. Even though she emails us a day or two before and say, make sure you guys have great internet connection. I don't think that worked today. But she keeps me straight on the other end. All of my programming with Capital City Chamber, everything technical is Chrissy, and I appreciate her for that. And I'm not even ashamed to say it. I could no way in this new COVID, what's going on, and the new being technical, could I talk and remember the questions and work it? It would just be a mess. So I appreciate her for what she does in her space. And with all that being said, please, everybody that's listening, go out to the capitalcitychamber.com website and have the opportunity to go and log on and you can, it's a consultant button on there if you need any assistance or if you're working on any housing projects that we just want to get done, because everything is opening back up now. So families starting to come visit. And I just want to say one thing, since family keep coming to visit. My aunt is on here listening to us from Atlanta, Georgia, and she is coming to visit me soon because my daughter's graduating. So I need construction done to my house. But anyway, I just wanted to say it's huge that we're just not here locally in Leon County, and that's what the technical services does. It allows people to listen everywhere. But when you go onto our website, you're able to see the programming and everything that we have. Our website is under construction, so you will see it starting to change in the next 1 or 2 days. You will actually see it start to change and have more programming to meeting as we're all starting to open up safely doing CDC rules. Anything else that you have for us, all of our contact information will also be at the end of this broadcast, and you will be able to reach out to all of our offices in order for you to get the information that we talked about today. We appreciate you, Tallahassee, for listening and all surrounding communities, and we love you. Bye.
Bye.